Am I the hole for asking my husband if I can cheat on him after finding out he cheated on me? Original post. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and recently, I became a mom to a beautiful 3-month-old baby girl. My husband, who is 32, and I live in a big joint family, which consists of my in-laws, 2 brothers-in-law, 3 sisters-in-law, and a few teenage nieces. I feel incredibly blessed to have received so much love and support from my in-laws. They genuinely treat me like their own daughter. My husband and I have been married for a few years, and I honestly thought our relationship was solid. However, trouble started during one of our family's regular dress-up nights, a fun little tradition where everyone in the family dresses up and spends the evening together, laughing, taking pictures, and enjoying each other's company. I especially cherish these nights because of my nieces. They are teenagers, and it's always a blast seeing how excited they get about picking out outfits and having fun. During this particular dress-up night, my mother-in-law pulled me aside. She seemed uncomfortable, but insisted that there was something I needed to see. To my shock, she showed me some WhatsApp messages that my husband had mistakenly sent her instead of another woman. The messages were clearly romantic and suggestive, and from the way they were worded, it was evident that he had been having an affair with this woman. My mother-in-law speculated that he probably deleted the messages meant for this woman instead of the ones he sent to her, and didn't notice the mix-up. When I confronted my husband, he didn't deny it. In fact, he admitted to cheating on me, which shattered my heart. What hurt me the most was how he tried to justify his actions. He claimed that men have needs, and that because I was pregnant and recovering after childbirth, he wasn't getting what he needed from me. He insisted that it was just physical and meant nothing, but it felt like he was brushing off my feelings, as if what he did was no big deal. At that moment, I was physically and emotionally exhausted from caring for our newborn, and to find out he had been running around behind my back was more than I could handle. I was furious and hurt beyond words, and in the heat of the moment, I lashed out. I asked him if it was just physical. Should I find someone else too? I wanted him to understand how it felt to be on the receiving end of betrayal. I never wanted to cheat. It was just to make him see how crazy his reasoning sounded. He became furious, stormed out, and claimed I was being disrespectful. He insisted I went too far by suggesting I could cheat on him in return. Now, here's where things get complicated. My in-laws are all on my side. They are furious with my husband for what he's done, and have made it clear they don't support his behavior. They've been incredibly supportive of me and our baby, which I deeply appreciate. In fact, they are even on my side if I decide to divorce him. However, when I talked to my own mother about this, she told me that I took things too far by suggesting I could cheat on him. She believed I should have handled it differently without stooping to his level. To my utter devastation, I found out that my mom had known about the affair for a while. She had seen my husband with this other woman at some point, but didn't tell me because she didn't want her granddaughter to grow up without a father. I understand she had her reasons, but I feel completely betrayed by the people closest to me. Now, my husband is upset, claiming that my comment about cheating on him was out of line, even though it was made in the heat of the moment, fueled by his betrayal. My mother also seems to think I went too far, even though she knew about his affair and chose to stay silent. So here I am, trying to make sense of everything. My in-laws are on my side, my husband is mad at me, and my mom thinks I should have kept my cool. Am I the a-hole for asking if I could cheat on my husband after finding out he cheated on me? Should I have handled this differently? Top comments on original post before reading the updates. It's essential to acknowledge the opinions of others who have weighed in on this situation. Many commentators felt that the original poster was not the a-hole. Here are some key points they made. Support for Several commenters suggested that Op should ignore both her husband and mother's perspectives. They felt that her husband's actions were completely unjustifiable, and that he should not expect respect when he had been unfaithful. Disrespectful husband. A male commenter expressed his disgust at Op's husband's behavior, highlighting how men often feel entitled to cheat while still demanding respect. Many commenters agreed that Op's husband was in the wrong. Empowerment. Commenters encouraged Op to think about her own needs and self-worth, suggesting that she should not feel pressured to forgive or accept her husband's behavior simply because others expected her to do so. Family support. Op's in-laws were praised for their support, and commenters urged her to lean on them during this difficult time. They encouraged her to consult a family law attorney to explore her rights and options moving forward. Setting boundaries. There was a strong consensus that Op needed to set firm boundaries with both her husband and her mother. It was emphasized that Op deserves respect and that she should not allow herself to be treated poorly. First update, it's currently 3:35 a.m. and I can't sleep. I'm lying here in my in-laws' house, and the only ones who seem to be sleeping are the kids. I just needed to share what's been happening since my last post. First of all, thank you for all the supportive comments. They've really helped me feel less alone in this mess. After I posted my original message at 1 o'clock, I couldn't shake the feeling of guilt swirling inside me. My mother keeps insisting that my husband's cheating was a one-time mistake and that I should just stay for the sake of our daughter. However, I know deep down that it's so much more complicated than that. Finding out about the affair was a blow I never saw coming, especially during our family dress-up night when my mother-in-law pulled me aside to tell me. Since then, my in-laws have kicked my husband out of the house, and they have been incredibly supportive. They genuinely treat me like family, which is a relief because my own dad was more of a ghost in my life than an actual father. It's hard to explain how grateful I am for their support during this chaotic time. They've stepped in and made it clear that they are on my side. However, I can't shake the feeling that I need to figure out who his affair partner is. I have this nagging suspicion that it might be my best friend Tara, as I saw him use that name in some of the texts he accidentally sent my mother-in-law. The thought makes me sick. I don't want to believe it, but it's hard to ignore. In the morning, I plan to have a serious talk with my husband, but I also need to talk to a lawyer about divorce and custody. I've worked hard to build my own career and finances, so I know I can support myself and my daughter, but it's still scary to think about what the future holds. I'm trying to remind myself that I deserve better than this. My mother's voice has been echoing in my head, urging me to think about my daughter, but I need to prioritize my own happiness too. Staying in a relationship built on lies and betrayal isn't healthy for any of us. I want my daughter to grow up in a loving environment, not one where her parents are constantly at odds. I also need to confront my mother about the fact that she knew about my husband's cheating and didn't tell me. She claims she didn't want my daughter to grow up without a father, but I feel betrayed. I have to set boundaries and make it clear that I need her support, not just for my daughter's sake, but for my own sanity. For now, I'm staying with my in-laws, who have really embraced me during this time. It feels nice to be part of a family that genuinely cares for me. I think it's important for my daughter to have a relationship with them, especially since my own father wasn't really a father figure in my life. Thank you for being here for me and for all your kind words. They meant more than you know. I'll keep you updated as things unfold, and I hope to find the strength to navigate this storm. Top comments on the first update. As Op continued to update the community on her situation, supportive comments poured in. Encouragement to seek legal advice. Commentators emphasized the importance of seeking legal counsel to protect Op's interests, especially regarding custody and support. Validation of feelings. Many commenters reassured Op that her feelings of betrayal were valid. They understood her desire to confront her husband and mother, urging her to express her emotions openly. Focus on well-being. Commenters reminded Op to prioritize her mental health and well-being. They emphasized the importance of surrounding herself with supportive people who truly care for her and her daughter. Breaking the cycle. Many commentators reiterated that Op has the chance to break the cycle of unhealthy relationships for the sake of her daughter. They highlighted the need to model healthy behaviors for her child. Second update. Hey everyone, it's 9 o'clock now, and I wanted to give you a quick update since I'm still processing everything. I had a long, tough conversation with my husband this morning. When he showed up to talk, he came in full of apologies, claiming he was just confused and that he didn't mean to hurt me. I lost it on him. I called him out on his lies and how he's been treating me. I told him I felt like I was in an emotional roller coaster and I deserved more than his excuses. I confronted him about the affair and insisted he be honest about who it was. To my surprise, he denied everything, claiming it was just a fling and that it meant nothing. It felt like he was trying to minimize my pain all over again. I couldn't take it anymore, and I just shouted, "How could you do this to me? To us?" His answers felt hollow, and I realized that I needed to protect myself and my daughter from this toxic situation. After our confrontation, I left him with my in-laws and took a long walk outside. I needed some fresh air and a moment to collect my thoughts. My mind kept drifting back to my mother and how she had chosen to keep the truth from me. I realized I couldn't ignore that betrayal either. Later, I talked to my mother-in-law about how I felt and what I should do moving forward. She reminded me that I deserved respect and love, and that staying in a relationship built on lies would only hurt me in the long run. I finally decided to call a lawyer and make an appointment for a consultation about divorce and custody. It's a tough decision, but I believe it's necessary for my own peace of mind and for my daughter's future. I want to set a good example for her, and being in a loving and honest environment is crucial. I also reached out to my best friend Tara to talk about what's been going on, especially since I had my suspicions about her involvement in my husband's affair. It was hard to approach her, but I couldn't keep quiet any longer. I asked her directly about my husband, and she didn't deny anything. I felt my heart break all over again. Tara had been my confidant, and now she was another source of betrayal. We ended up having a long conversation about everything, and she admitted that she'd been in love with my husband for years. It made me feel sick, and I realized that I needed to cut ties with her too. I told her that I couldn't continue our friendship. I couldn't have someone around who betrayed my trust like that. Now I'm left with the heavy task of moving forward and figuring out my next steps. I'm hoping to have the strength to handle this, and I know I have the support of my in-laws and my daughter, but it still feels daunting. Thank you again for all your support. I'll keep you updated as I navigate this challenging journey. Top comments on the second update. As Op shared her latest developments, commenters continued to offer support, empowerment, and strength. Many commenters praised Op for her strength and courage in standing up for herself. They encouraged her to continue prioritizing her well-being and her daughter's future. Concern for Op's mental health. Commentators stressed the importance of taking care of her mental health during this emotionally taxing time. They encouraged her to seek therapy if needed. Setting boundaries. Commenters reiterated that Op was right to cut ties with her friend and set boundaries with her husband. They emphasized that she should protect her heart from further betrayal. Focus on the future. Many people encouraged Op to focus on her future, emphasizing the importance of self-love and moving forward without the weight of betrayal holding her back. Final update. Hi everyone. I wanted to post one last update. to let you all know how things have turned out since my last post. After spending some time with my in-laws and really focusing on myself and my daughter, I finally decided to file for divorce. I had a serious heart-to-heart with my husband, and he was still trying to gaslight me into believing that I was overreacting. He never fully took responsibility for his actions, which was the final straw for me. I've been seeing a therapist to help me navigate this emotional turmoil, and it has made a huge difference. I'm starting to feel more empowered and at peace with my decision. I realized that I deserve to be in a loving relationship built on trust and respect, and I won't settle for anything less. As for my mother, I confronted her about her silence regarding my husband's affair. It was a tough conversation, but I expressed how hurt I felt about her keeping that information from me. We've talked about it several times, and while she still feels guilty for not telling me, I'm working on forgiving her. I know she had good intentions, but it was essential for me to set boundaries in our relationship too. Moving forward, I'm focusing on building a happy, stable life for my daughter and myself. My in-laws have been incredible throughout this entire process. They've supported me through the divorce and have promised to help me however they can. My relationship with them has grown stronger, and I'm grateful to have them in my life. I want to thank everyone who commented on my posts and offered their support. Your words helped me find the strength to make tough decisions. I hope that by sharing my story, others can find the courage to prioritize their own well-being in difficult situations. Remember, you deserve love, respect, and honesty in every relationship. Don't ever settle for less. Final thoughts. This situation highlights the complexity of relationships, betrayal, and the importance of self-worth. The op's journey through heartbreak and healing serves as a reminder that honesty, respect, and love are fundamental in any relationship. Seeking support from friends and family, setting boundaries, and prioritizing one's well-being are essential steps in reclaiming power after betrayal. Whether it's navigating through divorce or seeking new beginnings, the op's resilience shines through as she embarks on a path of healing and growth. If you find yourself in a similar situation, remember that you are not alone. Reach out for help, lean on your support system, and never lose sight of your worth. Life is too precious to settle for anything less than the love and respect you deserve.